Howdy, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you've all had a nice week so far and ending things on a high note, at least as far as the temperatures are concerned. I'm going to go over your weekend forecast starting with Friday Night Lights. We'll go through the weekend here in the Brazos Valley, but also if you're curious about weather in South Bend for our first away game of the season, I've got that as well. And then we'll look ahead to next week. We'll talk about why things aren't looking to change all that much as we head for the end of the summer season. If as you're joining and you want to leave a comment, I'd love to hear from y'all. If you have any questions about the forecast, whether you're joining on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to put that in the chat. Again, love to hear from y'all, whether it's just a hello or it's a question. I'm going to try to set my monitor up a little bit differently. Sorry. Oh, maybe. Sorry. Okay. Oh. That'll have to do then. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. Okay, let's get into the forecast. So tonight, temperatures start around 90 degrees. We've got a chance for some small showers moving into our eastern counties. I think most of those are going to continue to fizzle out as they already have this evening. And then we'll head into halftime. Any rain that has popped up the tap will shut off, and temperatures will cool into the 80s from there. By the end of the game, we're working toward the 70s. We'll step into your weekend looking very similar. 10% chance of rain through the afternoon hours primarily. And temperature-wise, we're going to try to cool a little bit. 94 for Saturday, 92 for Sunday. But when you factor in the moisture, we all know, say it with me, it feels warmer than the thermometer. So we're going to feel heat index temperatures in the upper 90s, triple digits, and then morning lows will struggle to cool as well. So we'll start the day likely above 70 through most of the extended forecast. Winds out of the south keep things on the muggier side. If we look at the setup across the country, this is why we are seeing a stagnant weather pattern. High pressure sets up sandwiched between two areas of low pressure from coast to coast. And that keeps the high pressure from wobbling east or west or influencing any part of the country other than the central reaches, including here across the Lone Star State. So we'll see low pressure from the west try to inch in a little bit. It will start to scoot and weaken that ridge of high pressure, but until we get to about Sunday, Monday, we're going to see a lot of continued influence from that. Same story in terms of precipitation chances. Live radar illustrates that perfectly this evening. Where the low pressure is, that's where the activity is. So across the western half of the country and then down across the Florida Peninsula, that's where our two lows are situated. And then in between where you see not much rain, that's the high pressure, keeping things dry. If we zoom into the Brazos Valley, we did have a few pop-up showers try to move into Houston and Trinity counties, fizzling out far before they made it to I-45. More of the same underway. We've got one little cell moving from Houston into Leon County. So watching anything like this is why we've left a 10% chance on the board until we can get the sun to fully set, because we've got a few little pop-ups out across East Texas that are trying to wiggle a little bit further to the west. Excuse me. And they've managed to do that for a few spots across the area, but largely we're dry and we are muggy. So as we step into the weekend, as I mentioned, we keep that same 10% chance, most of those fueled by a sea breeze. So if we see showers, I'm looking at our southern and eastern counties for the best shot at that. You're a little bit closer to the coastline, your odds are a little bit better. As we move to the north, your odds are a little bit lower. So we'll keep things mainly dry, BCS into the north. Different story for South Bend. So if you're catching a late flight to go up to Indiana to catch our first away game, here's how to plan for it. Or if you're just curious about the game day forecast. Oh, I just realized there's a typo on this graphic. Let me fix that. Live with you. Irish is missing an I. A little behind the scenes for you. Our weather graphics do not have spell check, so sometimes we miss things like this. Let's see. Should look better now. Perfect. Okay, so we've got a cluster of thunderstorms that we expect to roll in from the north and west right around sunrise tomorrow. They'll move out of Madison, Wisconsin, then push through Chicago before arriving in northern Indiana. And I do expect that some of this will clip South Bend, but well ahead of the lunchtime hour, and kick off tomorrow, not till 6:30 p.m. So those should be well to the south and east by the time we get the game going. Rain chance, we'll call it 10% just because we expect a little bit of lingering moisture behind that, but really I think things will be good to go tomorrow. Temperature-wise, we'll be right around the mid-lower 80s. That's good news for the Aggies because that's cooler than average for us this time of year, but it is warmer than average for the Fighting Irish this time of year. They typically are kicking off things in mid-September closer to the mid-70s. So they're running about 10 degrees above average. We're running about 10 degrees below average. So I'm crossing my fingers that Mother Nature is going to work in our favor and the weather will help the Aggies get the job done this weekend. I've got confidence. Okay, last thing I want to put on your radar. We've got a tropical wave off the west coast of Africa. This is the same system we've been tracking all week long. Doesn't look like it's going to impact us anytime soon or if at all. We had a 40% chance of development, so we are watching that closely here in the First Alert Weather Center. But again, not overly concerned about it for the time being. Just, again, something I want to put on your radar. 40% chance over the next 7 days, so we should be getting an update here pretty soon from the National Hurricane Center. So if anything changes, of course, we will keep you updated on that front. 10-day forecast. That'll make a block hard at work. Not a lot of change. Starting each day close to 70, warming up mid to low 90s from there. Small chance of rain carries us into Monday. Sunshine takes us through the back half of next week. I don't see any questions, comments, concerns in either chat. So I'm going to just leave you with the 10-day forecast and wish you a wonderful weekend. And if you're trying to catch the game here locally and you're wanting to sit outside, sunscreen, water, good idea. If you're headed up to South Bend, be sure you're checking out on the radar because we are expecting some active weather to move across northern Indiana. All right, friends, that's going to do it for me. I'll be right back on KBTX news at 10 tonight, and then I'll be with you this weekend as well. So if you want to catch the forecast in between shows, you can go to kbtx.com or download the First Alert Weather app. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend.